Welcome to Reddit Confessions and Psychology, the channel where we share real stories straight from people's lives and break down the human behavior behind them. Today's story is about love that feels safe and secure, but missing something essential. It's about what happens when emotional closeness is there, yet the romantic spark feels like it's gone. And when that spark is missing, sometimes people make choices they never thought they would. Stick around, because at the end, we're going to unpack why our minds do this and what it really means for our relationships. All right, let's dive into this confession. It's from someone who says she loves her partner deeply but is living with a secret she never thought she'd have. We've been together for 7 years. We get along really well. We laugh. We hardly argue, and we genuinely enjoy each other's company. In so many ways, it's perfect. Except in one area. Our romantic connection has faded, and over time, it's practically disappeared. We haven't been physically close for 2 years. We've talked about it again and again, but he says he just isn't interested. He swears he loves me, that he's not seeing anyone else, that this is just how he is. And outside of this, our relationship feels amazing, but it's like living with a best friend or a roommate, not a partner. That's a kind of heartbreak you can't quite explain, right? Loving someone, but feeling invisible in a part of the relationship that used to make you feel alive. Let's continue. 6 months ago, I connected with someone at work. It started as innocent conversation, mutual respect, and some lighthearted banter. But one day, we crossed a line, and then it kept happening. With him, I feel seen, wanted, and alive in a way I didn't even realize I'd been missing so much. I'm not looking for a relationship with him, but I can't deny how powerful that feeling is. And now I feel torn, guilty, and confused. I love my partner, but I can't seem to let go of this connection. I don't know what to do. That's her story. A life built with someone she loves, but a part of her longing for something she hasn't felt in years. She's at a crossroads, asking, am I still loyal if my heart is torn? Am I still good if my choices don't match my love? And here's where it gets deeply human. Relationships are layered. We have trust, emotional support, shared goals, and then there's physical and romantic closeness. When one piece disappears, especially over time, it can feel like a hole that nothing else quite fills. For her, emotional safety was there, but the spark was gone. And our brains don't ignore gaps like that. When we go without something we need, sometimes we unconsciously seek it elsewhere, not because we plan to, but because our mind craves balance. Feeling wanted by someone new? That lights up reward centers in our brain. Dopamine, excitement, novelty. It's not just about the act itself, it's about feeling alive again, feeling chosen and valued. That's intoxicating. And for many people, it can feel impossible to resist once that door is opened. And yet guilt comes crashing in, because she still loves her partner. She still values what they have built. But she also feels she's losing herself by ignoring what she needs. That inner conflict, love on one side, unmet longing on the other, is one of the heaviest emotional loads anyone can carry. Her partner's disinterest in romance? That could be due to stress, mental health, medical reasons, or simply a different need for intimacy. But when couples stop talking about why and start living around the issue, distance grows. And in that space, temptation thrives. Confessing this online, like she did, is often someone's way of saying, I'm hurting, and I don't know what to do next. Sometimes it's easier to admit to strangers than to the one person you love most, because saying it out loud at home could mean breaking something forever. So what does this tell us? It tells us that relationships aren't just about love in theory. They're about feeling loved in ways that matter to you. And when that disappears, people often reach for something, anything, that makes them feel alive again. And here's where I want to bring you in. Because stories like this hit different for everyone. Maybe you've been there, feeling deeply loved, but also deeply unseen in one part of your relationship. What would you do if that happened to you? Would you try to fight for that spark again, even if it meant difficult conversations or therapy? Or would you feel tempted, like she did, to look outside for what you're missing? And if you were her partner, how would you want to hear this truth? Would it be betrayal beyond forgiveness, or could it be a wake-up call that something fundamental needs to change? These are not easy questions, but they're worth sitting with because they force us to ask, what does love really mean to us? And what do we do when love isn't enough on its own? If this story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how you see it. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Reddit Confessions and Psychology for more real stories and the psychology behind them. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.